So would love to start out with a grounding meditation, just a body scan. So just finding a sitting position that allows you to be alert and also relaxed. And just as a way of beginning, I'd like to invite you to take your hand and just put it in front of you. And just take a look at your hand. Maybe turn it around. Just notice what it looks like visually. Whatever thoughts come up about your hand's function, maybe. The history you have with your hand. Any feelings about your hand. You might mentally whisper the word hand. And then closing your eyes, if that's comfortable. Maybe keeping the arm up. And just begin to gently move your hand back and forth in front of you. Just moving slowly, really feeling the sensations moving through space. Just being aware of the aliveness. It's right here. You might even pause and just feel from the inside out. Just sensing, is there any shape or boundary to this aliveness? Sensing the difference between any idea of hand and these direct sensations. And allowing yourself to gently lower the hand and just rest. And you can begin to bring the same inside out attention to the whole body. You might begin just gently scanning through the body, waking up the awareness inside the body. You can begin at the brow, just letting the eyebrows be smooth, relaxing the eyes, maybe feeling the tingling and vibrating there. And relaxing the jaw. You might sense a half smile at the mouth, just to bring more relaxation and ease. And feeling the sensations in the tongue, in the gums, inside the lips. Feeling the whole mouth relax. You might let the awareness fill the shoulder area. Just relaxing, and letting the shoulders just go back and down a bit. Feeling the shoulders from the inside out. And letting go of any tension that is ready to be released. You might feel the hands from the inside out again, letting them rest in an easy way. Be feeling the sensations in the hands, be it tingling or vibrating. You can bring the same attention throughout the whole body, letting the chest be open and feeling the chest from the inside out and feeling the heart. And just bringing curious and gentle attention to what's right here. And relaxing the area of the belly. And see if you can breathe into a softening belly. And sensing your awareness deep into the torso. Through the whole pelvic area, and down through the legs and the feet. You might be aware of the pressure and the warmth where your feet are, and feeling them from the inside out. And widening the lens of attention to include the whole body now, and simultaneously sensing this body in a field of sensation. Just letting everything be just as it is, not trying to change anything. And sensing the possibility of resting in a vast open awareness. Just awake and aware of the changing dance of sensations. Cleave by David White. To hold together and to split apart at one and the same time. Like the shock of being born, breathing in this world while lamenting for the one we've left. No one needs to tell us we are already on our onward way. No one has to remind us of our everyday and intimate embrace with disappearance. We were born saying goodbye to what we love. We were born in a beautiful reluctance to be here, not quite ready to breathe in this new world. We are here, we are almost not. We are present, while still not wanting to admit we have arrived. Not quite arrived in our minds, yet always arriving in the body. Always growing older, while trying to grow younger. Always in the act of catching up, of saying hello, of saying goodbye. Finding strangely in each new and imagined future the still lived memory of our previous life. When you're ready, you can come back. You take a moment to stretch a little bit. That's comfortable. So good to be with all of you. And for today's session, I would love to explore a bit how we can move beyond othering, seeing others as what Tara Brach calls an unreal other, and how we can extend our circles of compassion to all those that are different from us, as well as to ourselves. And there are these beautiful lines from the poet Warsan Shire, and they go, "I held an atlas in my lap, ran my fingers across the whole world, and whispered, 'Where does it hurt?' It answered, 'Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere.'" So it's just that recognition that we all experience hurt, we all experience suffering in our lives. It's very much a part of what it means to be human. And it's also true that our systems of oppression create what John Paul calls surplus suffering for some of us. Of course, that is something that we can address. I know that all of us are working on to reduce the surplus suffering, the unnecessary suffering in the world. And how do we keep our hearts open in the face of so much suffering? When we turn on the news, right? We see it in our circles. Maybe we experience it as well. How do we keep our hearts open so we can be in relationship with others and come from the right place? And what's the work that needs doing right now? Those are big questions. And one way is to move beyond this unreal other, to know that in some way, right, we have our own conditioning that can have us relate to others in a way that either we barely notice them, or maybe they become objects to us in some way, like that they are seem like a threat, or they become an object that we think can bring us more satisfaction. And so we can really get into these patterns of othering others without really looking at the human being that's there beyond all of our own conditioning and the societal conditioning. And so how do we cultivate compassion and tend to all of the hurt that's there? And one way we can move forward is to turn to rather than to step away, to lean in, to create space for what's there, to let ourselves be touched instead of turning away. So when we encounter suffering in others, we might inquire, where does it hurt? What's it like for the other person? What does it feel like to not belong, to feel unsafe, to feel violated? Like we've all had experiences in our own lives that have been very challenging. How is it for this person? We can cultivate the courage to open to what others are experiencing. And of course, we don't leave it at that. The second step is then to respond in big ways and in small ways with care. To maybe ask, what does this person, what does the world need right now? How can I contribute to that? And of course, it all naturally starts with self-compassion, to be kind to ourselves, to know that there's goodness at our core and we all can be better. It's to hold that that tension and to tend to the hurt that's inside of us at the same time as we are turning towards the hurt of others. And so with that, I would love to invite you into a compassion practice, to just practice together how we can extend the circles of compassion and prepare ourselves as we go into the day-to-day. So I'd love to invite you again to find a comfortable position. You can be alert and also relaxed. Just start by bringing attention to your chest, maybe to your physical heart, to wherever you feel kindness and connection in your body, if you do feel it. And just checking in, just noticing if your heart feels open or closed, or anything in between. Not to change anything, but just to notice what's there. And we'll begin the practice by getting in touch with the suffering or the hurt of a person you know is hurting and you wish to help. And just sensing that you might step inside this person so that you can be looking through this person's eyes at the world and feel with this person's heart. So really sensing what it's like from the inside. What's it like to be living in these circumstances? And sensing what's the worst part of this for this person. It's most scary. It's most disappointing or hurtful. It's the most challenging piece of what this person's living with. What's it like to not belong, to feel unsafe, to feel rejected, to feel violated or unlovable? How does this person experience that in their heart and in their body? And sensing that you're breathing in and really letting yourself feel contact with the deepest vulnerability you sense this person feels. From the inside out, you might sense what this place of vulnerability most needs or wants. What does it need? Re-inhabiting your own full presence, but still sensing that you can feel this person within you. You can offer a bit of what's needed. Perhaps that person needs to feel care or understanding. You might sense that as you breathe in and feel the pain or the hurt, and as you breathe out, just offering care, offering a bit of what's needed. If it's supportive for you, you might place a hand in your own heart so that you feel that you're keeping company with where that vulnerability lives in that person. Just breathing in, staying with the realness of the hurt, and breathing out, offering your care. Maybe there are some words that come to mind that you would like to send to this person. Maybe it's, I'm sorry, I love you. Or maybe I care about the suffering. Whatever words might arise naturally for you. And feeling in your heart this vulnerability and sensing the possibility of now widening to include all those that might be suffering in the same way, all those that might be experiencing rejection, violence, disappointment, exclusion. And so you're breathing in for all that are suffering in this way, really letting those currents of vulnerability touch you. And breathing out, you're offering kindness and care. And breathing in for all of us. And breathing out and sensing the care, the kindness, the message that you'd like to offer. May all beings be free of the suffering. And just feeling your awareness right now, and the presence that's here. Just recognizing what's happening, whatever sensations are there, or emotions or thoughts. Just letting it all be there. Maybe there's sadness, numbness, tiredness, grief. Just taking a moment to offer yourself some kindness. Maybe the words, I can be with this, I can hold this. And coming back to the breath, and just letting the breath breathe itself. Just letting all sensations unfold and hold it all with a kind heart.